one of my most annoying creature habits is that I get back to my car and someone's parked far too close to my vehicle. It means I can't get in and out of the car. I've either got to climb into the passenger side or through the boot. With the all-new Sportage, you now have, depending on which model you go for, so this is the GT Line S, the park out assistance. So what I can do on my key is I can hold the button there, which will start the car, and then I can actually pull it forward. And what that'll do, that will allow me to get into my car without anyone banging my door or me banging my door from outside the car. And the great thing is, it'll actually use the sensors to detect anything that's in the way. So if the car's coming along or someone walks out in front of the car will stop. But now, I can get back into my car and I've got plenty of space to do it without trying to squeeze through the gap that was there previously. Now, also, I can park my car in, so if the space is just a little bit tight and I don't feel comfortable, I can actually pull the car into the space once I'm out. So, once the car is in there, and I'm comfortable where I'm parked, I can just hit the remote button again on the key. That'll turn the car off, make sure the car's locked, and away I go. So, this is the interior of the all-new Sportage. And as you can see, we have tweaked the steering wheel better. So you've got slightly more premium buttons and they're less fidgety than our previous shape. Very clear, concise, where everything is, what it does in front of you. As well as some of the features you'd be used to, like the automatic lights and the automatic wipers. But one of the great benefits of having these 12.3 inch displays is how clear the instruments are in front of you. So on the left hand side I've got my speedometer, and the right side, as it's the hybrid, I've got the whether I'm charging eco or if I'm actually using the power with the battery status underneath it. So I can see how much charge I've got in the battery, as well as how much fuel on the left hand side I've got in the car as well. Now I can also see the speed limits, and then I can go through and I can have my digital speed there. So if you are someone that likes to see your speed exactly as you're doing it, it is there. But also you can actually see when the batteries are charging and when the petrol engine is on itself as well. The other part of the screen is the infotainment system, which again, like the EV6, it's a large display. So especially when you're setting your navigation on your maps, it's very clear to see, and it's actually curved, so it actually points towards the driver so that it's a bit easier to read, especially when it is nice and sunny. It should stop a lot of the glare that you would get driving down the motorway, for example. We've also incorporated the new multi-mode display as well. So I've got my radio settings, my media, my setting, my maps and navigation. With the touch of a button, it now controls all my heating. So that is the new Kia multi-mode display, just to give you less buttons, make it look a bit more sleek. We've also added in the wireless charging pad, which is the fastest charging you can get for your mobile phone, and literally just plug it into the display and that will charge your phone, as well as giving you USB ports, but also the new USB-C ports, which again are faster for data, so if you are streaming music from your phone. We've also made this display in the middle very neat and tidy, and a lot easier to get to whatever it is you're looking to get to. So for example, we've got the heated seats, which, as this is the GT Line S, it also gets the ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel. Literally the touch of a button while your arm's relaxing on the armrest. You push button start to start your engine, and the shift by wire gear stick. But then you've got the other features. So as this is an automatic, you also have the auto hold button, which is incorporated with your hill start assist, so that there's no need to keep putting the handbrake on every single time you come to a set of lights. As long as the auto holds on, when you put your foot on the foot brake, the little icon in the dash will go green, and you can take your foot off the foot brake and wait to accelerate off once it's safe to do so. We've also got the drive mode button here. So as you can see from my displays, at the moment I'm in eco mode and I've got this nice blue friendly dials. If I change it to sport mode, they become a lot more sporty, nice red aggressive look to them, so you get that feel of the vehicle as well. And I'll shift it back there. So you've also got on here the parking sensors, which you can turn on and off, and also the parking cameras. So as you can see now on my display, I can see the front camera there, which I can then switch to the back camera, and I've got a great view on this 12.3-inch display. But I can also do a 360, so I've got the bird's eye view on the right hand side, but I can actually do a 360 tour around the car. So if I am parking close to someone and they've got trolleys next to the car, I can actually see how close I am before I go any further back or forward on there as well. So as this is the self-charging hybrid, the petrol engine will kick in and out of using both petrol and the battery. It's all automated, so you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is drive it like a normal car, and the automated system will do everything else for you. The great benefit to that is that being the hybrid, you're going to get much better fuel consumption, and a lot more greener for the environment as well, because you're not burning petrol all the time. So you can also see that we've actually created a new design for the handles as well, so they're easier to get to, and they actually incorporate into the door card a bit better. And as going forward as we did with the EV6, whilst we do have the panorama sunroof available to you with easy to use buttons here to open it up and close it. So I can have it fully open or just tilted. And then if you wanted the blind forward, you can always pull that forward as well. And you'll notice the dark headlining that you do get with the GT Line S just gives it that more compact, sportier feel. But also we have the SOS button, again from the EV6. If you're in an accident, you pull the cover down, press the SOS button, and that will actually dial you through to the emergency services, which will then talk to you through Bluetooth in the car. So what I'd like to do, take you for a drive in it and actually hit the road. Now as I've driven off from the dealership, straight away I can notice a bit more of a premium with this vehicle. So for instance, the suspension is a lot nicer. I'm not bumping around. It's a lot more of a smoother drive, while the steering wheel a little bit thicker in terms of hold onto it, but it's a bit of a smaller base. So actually it feels just like the car is going exactly where I want it to do without having my arms extended out too much. And also again, I've got the flappy paddles as it's an automatic, so if I did want to manually take over the controls I can. But also they've got these nice little sticky outy bits on the indicator and washer stalks, so actually I've got a good feel for where they are at all times. While watching the screen in front of me, I've got a very clear display of exactly how fast I'm going, so I don't feel like I'm concentrating too much to actually see the displays. While the new Sportage has also got quite large wing mirrors, so actually seeing what is behind me and going on behind me is actually made a lot easier, and I'm not tilting my head fully to the left or right to actually see what's going on. I can just have a quite quick, easy glance. Now we have also brought in the new blind spot monitoring system. So again, my dials on the display, as I indicate left and right, will actually show me the rear and side of the car via the cameras. So being on the bigger display makes it a lot easier to see. But then if I am turning left and there is a cyclist coming up alongside me, I can see him quite clearly and I'm less likely to hit him. The bonnet of the new Sportage as well, one of the complaints that a lot of my customers had was that they couldn't see the bonnet at all and until they got used to it was a bit of a worry. Now with the new Sportage, the bonnet is actually lifted in the centre, so I can actually see the bonnet quite clearly to know where I'm going and where I need to stop, most importantly. While also, although I do have a 1.6 petrol engine, the hybrid battery is really helping to deliver the performance. So with this particular one, which is 1.6 turbo petrol hybrid, I've got 226 brake horsepower. I can definitely feel that under the accelerator, but because of the hybrid battery, it's really quiet. I can't actually tell when it is jumping between the petrol engine and the battery. It's just doing it seamlessly and very quietly. So I've definitely got enough performance for getting around town, especially in busy times, but also if I'm sat on a motorway, not only do I have the performance, but it is a much nicer drive being so quiet. And also with the new LED lights, especially at night time, it is a lot clearer. I'm not squinting to try and see what's going on in front of me when it's dark, because everything is just so easy to see. And while sat in traffic, it really is easy to see where people are moving and going behind me with these new wing mirrors. But also the way that they have designed the new Sportage, by having the engine stop-start in the centre console, the shift-by-wire, it actually means that there's less space taken up in front of me on the cockpit, as we've got the integrated displays are lower down but still very easy to see. And although the dashboard is minimal, it's not in my field of vision, so I actually feel like I'm driving a van in terms of the ability to see what is going on in front of me without it being blocked by loads of plastic dashboard. The steering inputs have been greatly improved as well. I'm having to put less steering into the steering wheel to actually turn the vehicle, which is actually making it a bit more of a pleasure to drive and to make it seamless to drive as well. So as this is the 1.6 petrol, it's an automatic and it has a hybrid battery. The one thing I can tell from moving away from lights, roundabouts, junctions, is that there's a very seamless change between first, second, third. So I'm not getting a jolty feeling of knowing that it's changing gear. The vehicle is doing it very smoothly. So it is almost like driving a full electric car, where it does not feel like it's changing a gear at all. Well, the suspension is very soft. I'm on a rough road at the moment and I just can't feel it. So it is actually a pleasure to drive it. It feels comfortable. I can just imagine myself having a bit of music on in the background. I'm enjoying my drive to work, on holiday, wherever I'm thinking of taking the vehicle. It's fantastic. Even through potholes, the suspension is dealing with them so that I'm virtually feeling nothing at all. Wouldn't even know it was there. While having a lot of the creature comforts that you do get with your Kia. So you've got your heated seats, you've also got your speed limit warning, so you can see that quite clearly in the display, so I know I'm not breaking the law and going too fast. But also, as I'm coming off the accelerator, coming up to traffic, it is decreasing my speed as well, so it doesn't feel like a chore to drive. It actually feels really nice, and I wouldn't believe that this is a Sportage. The improvements they've done on the previous shape are fantastic, and again, as you can see from the visual displays as well, I can see everything that's going on around me. So yeah, absolutely pleasure to drive. Thank you for joining me on my drive and experience of the all-new Sportage. My name's Mark, I'm the Kia Genius for TMS Kia. So feel free to pop down to either our Leicester or Hinckley site, and one of our specialists will show you around the new Sportage and can also arrange a test drive for you as well, at a date and time that's convenient for you. So once again from me, thank you very much.